Okay, New York session done. Took a few trades. Took one on NAS. Hard time frame breakout levels all bullish. We broke out above previous month highs, so monthly traders are in breakout. Last week closed as an outside week, faked out the previous week low, and then faked out the previous week high, and then closed inside the range. Most recent price action was at fake out of the high, so the relevant fake out level is this previous week fake out high. Bullish above, bearish below, but overall I'm bullish since we're above the breakout level. Breakout levels tell me the overall bias of the time frame. Fake out levels are telling me what price is doing right now. So we're coming down from a weekly move. I don't want to reverse a weekly move unless I get a lower time frame fake out. The lower time frames will always reverse before higher time frames. So on weekly moves, I am looking for the daily or the H8 to tell me where momentum is moving the market. Ideally, it's the daily. So we got a previous day low fake out yesterday, and this daily fake out allows me to reverse a weekly move. And so I was looking for buys because we're above that breakout level. And so on the day, it was an inside day. Inside days, I prefer to wait until the edges get triggered. We got a previous day low fake out above the breakout high. Broke out above the previous day high, so this is a breakout high, and we get a fake out of a previous low above that breakout high. This is a breakout continuation setup. Breakout high, faking out a previous low above it. Lots of breakout continuation setups recently in the market, and basically what that tells me is that the peak is not locked in yet, and I would expect NAS to continue on up to create a new peak or fake it out and come back down. So all these moves on the lower time frames, on the daily, on the weekly, you should be able to read them all on the same time frame. So on the daily, I could see all these moves play out directly on the daily bar. Here's the last bullish breakout bar. So this is a breakout level. This is a relevant breakout level. And we get a fake out of the previous day low above that breakout level. So for me, the market moves from swing point to swing point. That's how I believe the market moves. It always goes from swing point to swing point. I don't care what the market does in between. All I care about are the swing points. So for me, once price rejected that move down and wasn't able to create a new swing point, that tells me that this swing point, the peak, is not locked in yet. And I would expect price to continue the move up before creating a new swing point. And so that's exactly what the market did. Came back up, and the way that I entered this was right at 8:30 NY equity open in Jakarta. Faked out the previous HA low, faked out the previous day low, fake out of the peaks of higher time frames. This is the first sign of a reversal, but that reversal is not confirmed until it gets above the breakout levels. So breakout level on the daily was already bullish, but the H8 was bearish. So there's mixed bias in between here, but there's plenty of room for me to go break even if I take an entry from at the lows over here. So I wanted to get in early. The way that I do it is I look for a 2 time frame alignment. Here's the last M15 bearish breakout bar. The next bar closed above it. So technically I'm bullish on the M15, but this move is not confirmed until it breaks out of the high. If it breaks out of the previous high with a breakout bar, this tells me, this confirms the bullish move on the M15. So whenever I trade, I need 2 time frame alignment. I need the M15 and H1 aligned. Here's the last H1 breakout bar, the bearish one, and we were already bullish by the time we got to NY. So I wanted to take an entry, but the problem is that there was news at 9, so I did not take an early entry, waited for news to play out. News played out as a momentum bar, breaking out above that M15 high, so this confirms the bullish move on the M15, and I entered as price got above the H4 high. Because that previous bar that momentum bar faked out the H4 high. So I entered above that 1 bar stop and I took it up to the high of that range, high of that peak. Usually I'll enter above the M15 high like this, but in this case, I had all the levels that I needed to break already done, and I did not want to trade right into that H8 breakout level. If I had traded like this, I feel that this would have been a good move, but I feel like I couldn't get break even. I couldn't go safely to break even in a move like this. If I go break even, there's a big chance that price would come down, have a reaction, and then take me out at break even. So I did not want to do that. Wanted to come in much earlier. So as price got up to that H8 breakout level, could comfortably go break even, but didn't matter. Price just continued up. Once I saw a fake out of the M15 high over here, price started to come down, then I exited. Took partials. Don't want to risk all this profit that I made just to make this little bit extra. So if I see a fake out right close to my target, I'll exit the position. In this case, took partials because higher time frames are all bullish, and I expect price to continue on up, possibly to the high of the year. So took that, and now I am trailing below the day breakout level. I'm overall bullish above, overall bearish below these breakout levels. So I'm always trailing these breakout levels. So that's the trade I took. 4R on NAS. I also took a trade on silver. Just a quick one. Silver didn't do much for me. Broke out above previous day high, broke out above the previous H8 high. That's a trend breakout setup for me, and I took it straight off this M15 candle. One bar stop, and wanted to hold it up to the previous week high. Take this off. And once I saw price get below the breakout level, I was contemplating exiting or going break even, but I felt I had lots of hard time from Confluence pushing this up, right? Everything bullish, so I did not want to get shaken out of this position. But once price started to get below this H8 high, this tells me that the H8 is now starting to reverse, and so I ended up exiting. Don't want to risk taking a loss. Once that H8 gets taken out, coming back down, the idea is that I could probably find a better entry, or that I'm completely wrong on this move. And so I ended up taking a small loss on silver. But I also ended up taking another trade on gold. Gold uh, set up right after silver, about 15 minutes later, and I like this setup more, so I ended up taking this one as well. Higher time frames on gold, all bullish. Broke out above previous week high, broke above previous month high. Peak buys are all bullish as well. Saw this move in Asia, a breakout of the range. It's an inside day, and it broke out outside of that range. So I saw that move. This would have been a nice breakout to take, but I did not take that. I did not see it immediately in Asia, but I did see it in New York. Price was consolidating all day in this range, and then it broke out above that range. Oops. Broke out above that range, broke out above previous week high, broke out above, we're above the breakout levels, all breakout levels, all bullish basically off after this move. And this one, I ended up taking one bar breakout on gold and looking to take this up. So again, same thing happened on gold. Got below this breakout level, and I contemplated going to break even. But if I go break even, I'll lose the protection of all these levels. I have the H8 high. H4 high is here as well. This move was the range, high of that range. It was an H8 inside bar. It's a high of that range. And then also the previous week high. If I go break even, I lose protection of all these levels. So I did not go break even. And instead, price ended up continuing on up. And then right before bed, I went break even. So I'm still actually in this in full position. And I shall be trailing my move, this move up, trailing the breakout levels as it moves up. No target here, so I'm just gonna continue holding it, see how long I can get it. And that was it. Those were the three trades that I took. One on NAS. What was that? 4R on NAS. Gold, I'm still in it, full position, and I took a small loss as price came down on silver. Um, that's it. Took one on GJ yesterday from the lows over here, came to my target, took partials here. I'm still in this move. Trailed this H8 breakout level. This nasty spike did not take me out. I'm still in this one. And that was it. Was also looking at, what else was I looking at? I think, no, that was it. I was just looking at NAS. Picked NAS over US 30. The reason why is I like that breakout continuation move. Well, the setup for US 30 was I think it was a false breakout setup, which was also a good move. Flip the breakout level. It's a breakout low, and then you're trading above it. Whenever you trade whenever you flip a breakout low and go above, those are only that flip of a breakout level only happens at swing points. So this would have also been a nice move, I think, right at 8:30. Let me see. H8. Here's the H8 breakout level, closed as a breakout bar. So here's actually the H8 breakout level. So if I ended up taking this one, would have entered at 9 news at the break of this candle. I have H1 and M15 already here, and I would have taken this up to inside day. First target would be the previous day high. Next target would be that H8 range high. I probably would have been targeting this one if I took um, US 30. Let me see. Why didn't I take this one? Oh, yeah. I think because it just faked out the previous month high. So monthly traders aren't fake out. Don't want to reverse a monthly move unless I get a lower time frame fake out. Um, Lower time frame fake out for me, ideally, is the weekly. If I'm looking at monthly moves, I want the weekly to tell me where momentum is headed. And there was no weekly fake out for me over here. In fact, I think it looks like the weekly got faked out as well. The previous week high, yeah. So the week was also coming down from that uh, week move. Um, yeah, so there was no trade for me on US 30. It was more bearish based off those fake outs of those levels. Here's the week previous high, and we're below that. Yeah, yeah. So did not take US 30. Ended up picking NAS instead, and that's it. One on NAS, 4 on NAS, gold still in it, full position, and a small loss on silver, and that's it. We shall go on to the next session.